Saying no is the best way you can show up for yourself. So let's talk about that. In my last video, I talked about feeling worthy, and one of the key aspects of being able to feel that worth for yourself is the ability to effectively say no to people and situations that does not seem to value you or align with you anymore. And saying no can be really scary, but respecting yourself is about you being open to the possibility that saying no can be a very powerful tool to you becoming a better and stronger person. Every time you say no, you are reinforcing the idea to yourself that your time, energy, and well-being is precious, and nobody else can take that away from you. And I personally believe saying no can be a very beautiful act of love, not just towards yourself but to also others, because you are no longer showing up as this version that they do not want you as anyway. People who truly love you want you to be your most authentic self. So you are giving them that opportunity to love you in all of who you are, and I think that's beautiful. So let's talk about how can we say no in situations, reinforcing your boundaries but also making sure that you are not hurting the other person in the process. So let's go. The number one thing is understand that saying no is a complete sentence. You don't have to over explain and analyze why you said no to certain things. Think about all the times you have said yes to something when you really wanted to say no, and how bad you felt after that. So that's the whole point. Every time you're saying no, you're prioritizing yourself, and most importantly, you're showing up as your authentic self, and you're allowing people to have that experience about you rather than showing up as this person you did not want to anyway in the first place. See, life is all about balancing a lot of things, right? Sometimes you want to get drinks with your friends, but you have this very important project that you're working on, which means that you might have to say no to your friends to complete this project. But there are also other times where your best friend really needs you, but you're still working in this project, which means that you have to say no to the work to be there for your best friend. So it's all about prioritizing what you need at that point of time, which also means that you don't have time to keep explaining why you're saying no. I'm not saying just say no and just leave your friends in the dark. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if your friends are annoyed by the fact that you're doing certain things that's more important to you at that point of time, it's kind of their problem, not yours. You can be kind when you're saying no. You can tell them, I am working on this project. But the end of the day, if they don't understand that you are doing something that's really important to you, there is only till a point where you can make sure that they understand. After a while, it's not your problem, it's theirs. You have to be okay with that. The second thing I would say is let go of the guilt of saying no. I know that when we were growing up, we were taught to be accommodating and agreeable no matter what. And it has given us this idea that if I need to keep certain relationships in my life, or if I need to keep certain friendships in my life, I have to say yes to things even though I want to say no. I remember especially in college and stuff, there are so many people who doesn't want to drink, but they kind of say yes because they think that otherwise they might lose their friends. And that is a problem because they don't know how to say no, and at the end of the day they just start feeling so much resentment to these people. But it's not their fault either. It's not your friend's fault either that you feel resentment towards them. You know why it's not their fault? Because they don't know the real you in the first place. You haven't shown them who you are. You hate clubbing. Let's just assume you hate clubbing. But every time they ask you, do you want to go clubbing? You say yes. So in their mind, you are a person who loves going clubbing. And so they are just going to assume that, if I ask her, she's going to come. And what happens at the end of the day? You're not even allowing themselves to love you for who you really are. And the next time when you say no, if they're annoyed by that or they don't want to hang out with you anymore, it sucks. But at least you now know that you were with people who would not have loved you either way. So what even is the point? It can be lonely for a while, but it also means that you're going to friends who truly love you for who you are. And isn't that the whole point we are doing this thing called life anyway? The third thing I would say is, don't take no's personally. Next time whenever you hear a no, evaluate how you feel about it, because I know there are so many people who does not want to say no because they know for a fact that whenever somebody says no to them, they feel really bad and they do not want to put another person in that position. So next time when you're hearing a no, evaluate how it makes you feel. I think this is something I have to come in terms with when somebody says no to me. I'm this person who is very independent. I want to do so many things on my own. So when I ask for help, and when somebody says no to me, I think it triggers a sort of abandonment mode within me, and I used to get very triggered. And that's something I am coming in terms with, and I'm coming in terms with how to be more gracious in accepting no's. And we are all learning, and that's the whole point. When you're aware of the things that you do, I think that's what makes you a better person, because you are actively working on the things that is hurting other people, right? So next time when you're hearing a no, evaluate how you are responding to that, and see what you can do differently. And even if they are very rude about it, and if they are being very offensive about in the way they say no to you, let them be and don't put them in that position again. And I don't think it's worth the fight of like, oh, why did they say no to me in that tone and all that stuff. I don't think it matters. What matters is how you are able to accept that no in the first place. So next time, evaluate how you are responding to no's. The fourth thing is, this is like a big mantra: small no's lead to big yeses. In the sense that every time you say no to these small things in your life that you really don't want to do, what you're doing is you are asking yourself to trust your gut, and over time you strengthening these boundaries with others and with yourself can lead to massive success. Every time you say no's to these small things, you are creating this idea in yourself that I am this person who knows exactly what she wants in the first place. And that's the most important thing, because over time it will help you to analyze whether this is the relationship that you truly want to be in, or is this the job opportunity that might seem perfect on paper, might not really be the one for you. All these decisions, all these big decisions can only come when you are able to trust your gut, and that starts with you being able to say no to small things in your everyday life, which will act as a foundation for the best life that you really want in the first place. The last thing I would say is, FOMO is a myth. One of the main reasons why I was so scared to say no in the first place was always because I had this idea in my head that, oh, I might miss out on something. But I realized how 90% of the time what is happening is exactly what I said no to, and the remaining 9% of the time it's almost always it's something gossipy, something a bit fun might have happened, and my friends would come and tell me what exactly happened, and we'll just sit there and discuss anyway, and I get to be a part of it anyway. And yeah, remaining 1% of the time something might happen where I was like, oh, I wish I could have been a part of that too. But 99% of the time I'm like, I'm glad that I didn't go. See, that's the point. You can't be scared to live your life for that 1%. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in your worth and your time and your well-being. You have to be okay with the fact that, yeah, I might miss out on that 1%, but 99% of my time, I am reclaiming it. I am reclaiming my worth. I am reclaiming who I am as a person. And that is the most important thing you can ever do. Practice saying no with grace and firmness, and watch how it shifts the way people treat you. The more you practice, the easier it becomes, and every time you say no, you are teaching yourself that your feelings and your priorities matter. As you continue asserting your boundaries, as you continue being this version of yourself, it literally catapults you into the best version of yourself and into the life that you truly want. So start by saying no to things you don't really like, because that's not who you are anyway. With that, I hope you love this video. Please let me know in the comment section. I did have some comments about how my voice is not that clear in my past couple of videos, which I'm working on. So let me know if there is any difference, and if you like the video, please like it, subscribe. I would really love that. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Bye bye.